Hi there, and welcome to the fifth video in our series on SRE and DevOps. My name is Seth, and I'm a developer advocate at Google focused on infrastructure and operations.
And I'm Liz, an SRE focused on teaching Google Cloud customers how to build and operate reliable services.
Okay, Liz, so I've defined my SLI, and what are you wearing?
What do you mean? The dress and this flying broom? It's what we wear in the future.
You're from the future.
Yes. Just keep going. It'll all make sense in the end.
Okay, Liz. As I was saying, I've defined my SLIs and my SLOs, and I calculated my error budgets, and my teams are working together instead of fighting, and I'm done. I've successfully implemented DevOps and SRE practices.
But you have customers, right?
I mean, we tell our investors that.
So if you have customers, they might want to connect their servers to your service. You have an API, right?
Maybe?
Well, now you have to teach your customers how to do DevOps and SRE.
Wait, so you're saying that all of the stuff we've talked about in all of these videos, I have to go teach that to my customers?
Yes, you do.
But all of those things like toil and error budgets and SLIs and SLOs, all of that?
Well, you technically don't have to, but have you ever had a user be angry at you because your service is down? Yeah? Well, what happens if your service behaves in a way that's in spec for your beautifully crafted SLOs, but that breaks a customer expectation?
Yeah, I can see that, and no one likes unhappy users. We certainly don't.
And you can imagine that at Google's scale, that with that many unhappy users, we'd want to do something about it. So anytime you have a consumable service that has an API, that's going to happen. And the best way to make for your customers to be happy is to communicate clearly about how your service is intended to behave, which coincidentally means exposing your SLOs to them.
Interesting. So I have to teach them how to make a good SLO for their systems, and that will teach them how to interact correctly with my system.
Exactly.
Okay, but I'm not sure I follow. How is that going to help? It seems like a lot of upfront work.
So once upon a time, we didn't talk about SRE publicly. And we thought of it as our secret sauce, and we tried to keep it secret. And then we learned a very hard lesson. Our customers had problems, and they had problems because they had used our systems in ways that we weren't expecting and that neither of us were communicating about. We didn't tell our customers how our systems were designed, and they didn't tell us what they were expecting. And then when everything broke, they got very upset. And you can imagine that multiplied by millions or billions of users.
Well, at Google scale, I can imagine how that would quickly add up over time.
Yep, it sure did. And we learned eventually that we can move faster and ship features to our customers faster if we're openly communicating with our customers and helping them do SRE. So the time that we spend teaching people about how to do SRE winds up paying off a lot, because when users apply these things to their systems, it makes them have much less friction with us.
I see. So an initial upfront investment on education around SRE has long-term dividends.
Exactly. And it was so successful that now we have an entire team, which is the team that I'm part of, the Customer Reliability Engineering Team, or CRE. And CREs are regular Google SREs that are focused externally. Instead of working on our own GCP applications, we instead help customers who are implementing their applications on GCP, and we help them also implement SRE practices like SLIs and SLOs. And that means that in the long term, we can share information. We can share our SLOs with our customers and have our customers share their SLOs with us, so that we'll know if we break one of our customers, or our customers can figure out whether an issue they're seeing is a glitch on their end or whether it's something that's in GCP.
That's so cool. Thanks, future Liz. That was weird.
I'm sorry I'm late, Seth. Everything okay? I hope I didn't throw off the schedule.
Not a problem. We were just talking to a future version of yourself.
Wait, a future version of me? That's so cool. So you're saying future me invented a time machine and then went back in time so as to make me not late to this?
Exactly.
That's really cool. What did she say?
So we were talking about the Customer Reliability Engineering Program, or the CRE program, here at Google, but I'm still a little bit unclear about how it plays into this bigger DevOps picture.
Yes. So CRE is customer reliability engineering, and we focus on breaking down the organizational barriers, not between individual silos in a single company, but instead between a cloud customer and its platform provider. And we also think about how do we make failure a normal accepted thing. So for instance, we make sure that everyone has service level objectives and error budgets, so we communicate about what's an acceptable level of reliability so that everyone doesn't panic when there's a little bit of downtime. And also, we focus a lot on measurement. So we make sure that everyone has visibility into the system so that customers can see how the platform is performing, and the platform can see how the customer's service level objectives are faring during an outage. So in that way, we have a single pane of glass between everyone.
Great. Thanks, Liz. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for future videos and maybe a future Liz. Check out the description below for more information about customer reliability engineering at Google.